Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and we're back. We had some camera issues, and we had some lighting issues, and we always had an audio problem. And, you know, we think we've ironed out all those wrinkles, and we've actually got a little Mulligan Stew of items all patched together, and it seems to be working right now, so we're going to work with what we have. And speaking of Mulligan Stew, what are we making tonight? We're redoing a video on Slumgullion. I've told you before, if you've never had Slumgullion, or if you don't know what it is, aka Mulligan Stew, whatever, it's got a lot of nicknames, but it's really, really good. And cold weather's coming. We know we've got that Arctic front this second week of November of 2012. Got that Arctic front coming down through for at least 2/3 of the United States, if not more. And it's going to be bitterly cold, and what's better on a really cold night than a nice warm bowl of something warm and good and filling and easy to make, especially on a weeknight. So having said that, we're going to redo this video. It's more in season now. You know, in the summertime, I don't think people are thinking about Slumgullion, chili, and heavy things like that. But now we're coming into that season, and so I thought I'd redo it. We had better lighting, and I think it'll go better this time. And also, I'm going to keep the other video up as well. And it just goes to show you, sometimes you don't have the same ingredients. And Slumgullion, it's what you put in it. I'm showing you how I do it. I don't even always do it the same every time. But that's the fun of it. It always comes up great. You'll love it. So with that, we'll be back. And then we're going to get right started on Slumgullion. Thanks for joining us. Okay, everybody, let's get going on the Slumgullion. First of all, we're going to go down the ingredients. They're very similar to the way they were before. And what I've got tonight here is, let me see, I'm going to look at my little notes. I'm cheating. So anyway, I've got my cooked chicken, and I did just like I did before. This time I didn't have a pork roast. So what I've got right here, I had a little pack of boneless. They were on sale. I had some boneless pork chops, center cut, boneless, and I just threw those in my small crock pot. And I had a whole chicken. I'm gonna make some chicken noodle soup anyway, so I'm just taking a little bit off this chicken here and throwing it into the Slumgullion. So I've got my nice chicken here. I got a little over a pound of ground beef, just already cooked. It's kind of cooled off if you see that fat, but I 80-20 is what I'm using. And in here, I cheated tonight even. You know, if you watch my videos before, you know, this is the thing with me. Minced onion, you know, that's how I like my onion, or cut very, very, very small, which to me is minced. But anyway, I cheated. I just used my food processor because I didn't have time to sit there and chop for a couple hours. And so we've got bell pepper and onion. I've got 2 bell peppers, 2 onions, a little over a pound of ground meat, 1 little old pack of this, but probably about, you don't even need a pound, about half pound, 3/4 pound of pork. You can leave that out if you want to. You can leave the chicken out if you want to. You don't have to put it in, but we all like it like that. That's how we roll. So I got me some got a can of peas. I might stretch this. You know, I've got a larger family. I've got 3 hungry boys and a husband, so it depends on if I'm gonna store some, freeze it, or, you know, use it up for lunch the rest of the week or something like that. I may add to this, but this is your base recipe. I just got me a pound of elbow macaroni that we're going to cook separate. And I was holding that up to here. I meant to forget we got 2 cameras now. Elbow macaroni, I'm going to cook that separate and drain it off and put it in the pot at the end. Got a little oil here to saute my vegetables. And I got minced garlic. I'm cheating today. I'm using this. This stuff's great. I use it during the week all the time. I just got me a can of carrots, can of peas, can of corn, cut green beans, got me a big old can of tomato sauce. I thought I had some puree, but I don't. We're going to work with what we have, and I got me a nice big old can of petite diced onions. I've also over here, you might not can see it on camera, but I got chili powder, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and of course I'm using my Cajun seasoning in here. Got that recipe. I'll put a little annotation up there for you to see that. Also, hey, if you know any of my videos, you know I love the better than bouillon chicken and the beef. I don't have any beef right now. I thought I had a whole new can in my pantry, but I guess I used it up and didn't replace it. So I've got this. I might add a little of this, but I also have just some Weiler's granules, beef flavored. So we're going to go with one or the other. And if I use this, I'm going to cut down on my salt, though, of course. Even though I believe, no, that's regular. I usually try to get the lower sodium. But anyway, that's your base recipes. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get this going here. I've got my grease kind of getting hot, but I cut it off. And like I said, I cheated, and I pureed this in my food processor. So it's going to be a little extra liquidy than it normally would. But I'm just going to sweat it off a little bit. I'm not trying to cook it all the way through. We're just going to get it going a little bit. Then we'll add our beef to that. I'll put this up a little bit. And we're going to cook this. I'll add my garlic after I get this part where I want it. And after that, we're going to saute this stuff. And what I'll do is, to save time, let me get this sauteed. We'll come back. I'm going to change pans so I can, and I'll center this more where you can see it. Hard to do when I'm on camera, but let me saute this. We'll be back, and I'm going to go ahead and shred my chicken and my pork, get it all ready to be dumping in the pot, and then you can watch me do that. Okay? We'll be back. Thanks. Okay, we're back. I've switched pans. I've already drained my vegetables. I've shredded my chicken and my pork. I've sauteed off my bell pepper and onion. I've got my ground beef here ready, and I got my, as I say, dump ready. Got my Cajun seasoning right here, and there will be a video link for that to show you how I made this. I use it all the time. I've got Italian seasoning, I've got a little chili powder, a little pepper, and I backed off my salt because I'm out of better than beef soup base, better than bouillon beef soup base, which I would normally use this for. And I'm out, so I'm either going to use better than bouillon chicken soup base, or I do have this Weiler's beef granules, which I might, and that's why I backed off my salt. I thought that was lower sodium, but it's not. So we'll work with it. I've got my tomato cans ready. I've got my water boiling on my other burner for my macaroni. I've got my garlic here. We're ready to roll, okay? So here's how I'm going to do it. First of all, I'm going to start with these petite dice. I need to get some liquid in the bottom of that pot. Let me start my heat here. Then we're going to go in with our tomato sauce. I use what I have on hand. Sometimes I use spaghetti sauce. And you may have noticed, if you did watch the other video, I had leftover real homemade spaghetti sauce that I threw in the pot. I don't have anything like that right now. I didn't even have any in the freezer. I looked. So, you know, hey, every batch, as I've said before, every batch of Slumgullion is a little bit different, but it's just all good. So there's our tomatoes, and I wanted that liquid. I need that liquid in there. So let's go ahead and put our beef's kind of cooled off, and you can see that a little bit of fat in there. It's all right. That's good for flavor. It's all good. Get all that good out of there. Okay, and of course here's they're still nice and warm. Our bell peppers and onions, which normally I would chop up ahead of time, and it's the middle of the week. I haven't had time to do that. So let's give this a little stir. I really need to be using my little spoon here. Get that thoroughly mixed in. Got my heat on. It'll be getting hot here. And I'm going to go ahead and dump my vegetables in here. They've already been drained. And look, I didn't want to have an overload pan fiasco, so I'm starting out with 1 can of each. I might stop right here, and I might move this to my crock pot and add some more. It just depends on how it's coming out later. It's only been about 15 minutes since we took that first break. And you know what I want to mention to you? Down below, I'll have a full ingredients list. It might be my original recipe, and like I've told you before, none of it is exact. It's to your taste. So it doesn't have to be exact measurements. But you don't want to go over, if you don't like things hot, you don't want to go overboard on your Cajun or your chili powder, you know. But in the meantime, and I want to show you this before I do that dump of the spices. I saved a little bitty hunk here. You know, this time I had didn't have pork roast like I did last time. And I've already shredded my chicken. Look at that. It just fell apart. And that's pork mixed in there with it. No big deal. I just dumped it in the same bowl. But I saved a little piece here. Look how tender this is. And I'm going to also have a link to my video of how to cook chicken and pork for stuff like this. And have it on hand. Have it already cooked up and ready. And look how that easily shredded. Isn't that great? And look at there. It's all shredded up. That's the chicken on the bottom there. Pork on top. Or mostly. Anyway. And we'll just add our other... and our little, I might need to cut that down just a little bit. And I'm probably going to end up, I'm either going to add a can of spaghetti sauce or another can of puree or sauce or whatever I've got. I don't know. I'll go look in there. I'm probably going to need a little more mixture. And a lot of times you just don't know until you're getting it in your pan and stirring it up. Look at that. I haven't made a mess of my tablecloth yet, as you've seen me do in so many other videos. I'm just kind of gently trying to get this chicken and pork mix down in there. I'm definitely going to add more. I haven't decided if I'm going to do spaghetti sauce or it's all good. It's all good. Either or, it's your choice. You can use all spaghetti sauce if you want to, jarred, whatever you like. Your favorite store brand, your favorite kind that you buy at the store ready made. You can use homemade spaghetti sauce. You can use tomato sauce, just whatever your choice is. And another thing, just like the spaghetti sauce or something, if you've made it a little too thin, you'd want to add a can of tomato paste to it. So, just kind of play it by ear. This is looking good. What I've got to do next is, we've got this on now. Ooh, forgot my spices. Got to have that. Let's get those all in there. Stir them up. And I'm going to cook this a while, and of course you're going to have to taste it, and then you'll have to see if you need to add anything else. Might want a little more extra kick, and you may not. So, just whatever you like. Like I said, I am going to add extra liquid though. And that can be any of the above I've already told you about. Oh, forgot. Oh, I meant to add this one. I'll sauteing. Look at that. Just running my mouth, aren't I? Getting all the good stuff. Got to get that garlic in there. Now look, you put garlic in there like you like. I've got about 3 cloves worth in here. We all love garlic. It really adds to it. And I always have garlic on hand. Always. Whether it's fresh, minced like I showed you earlier in that jar, or even whole. I have it always on hand. Okay, I'm going to be getting this hot. I'm going to let this get hot a little bit, and then I'm going to add probably more tomato sauce or more spaghetti sauce. But I did want to also mention, you got optional ingredients, and some of these you'll add at the end, some of them you won't. You got to remember, I might have to move to my bigger pan because I got to add mac in. I may only do half this box. Oop, forgot about you, camera here. I may only have, this is a pound box of macaroni. If I was making 2 huge crock pots, of course I'd cook it all, but I'm not this time, so I'll probably just use half the bag. But let me look at my cheat notes here. This is all stuff at different times I've added in. You might have things you want to add in that I haven't even put on here. Shredded cheddar cheese, I've got that. We'll probably put that in later. Can of chili beans, turnips, cabbage, red pepper flakes if you want a little kick to it. My daddy loved red pepper flakes, so that's how we ate it growing up. Tabasco sauce, Louisiana hot sauce, Cajun seasoning, which I put that in here this time. I didn't put it in the last video, I don't believe. Can't remember, but I don't think I did. Albert's hot sauce. Yeah, if you're from around East Texas and North Louisiana, like where I'm from, you know what Albert's is. And it's good in Slumgullion, yeah. Rice, sometimes I'll either pre-cook it or I'll have leftover rice. I'll dump that in there, stir it up in there. But I usually don't add rice if I'm going to add potatoes or if I'm going to add macaroni. What I have on hand, I had the macaroni, so it was on sale, so I had it. Like I said, diced potatoes, barley even, a little bit of barley, quick cook probably. Lima beans, black-eyed peas, you name it. If you like it, you throw it in this pot. And you can see it's already getting hot, and I'm going to cut this down a little more. And I'm going to put this lid on, let it simmer. I'm going to probably come back in, I'll add that other can of spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce, like I said, whatever. And also, I'll come back when I'm putting these macaroni in. And when it's getting done, and we're getting to the final stages, we'll come back. Then we'll dish you up a bowl and let you taste it. I think you'll like it. Okay, we'll be back when this is done. Okay, we're back. It's done. It's only been about 30-40 minutes. I put everything together. I did mean to film the part. Of course, I don't think you need to see me do that, but I did drain the macaroni and cheese and incorporate it into the pot. What I did add off camera, I did end up adding, well, I might have done that on camera, but I did add one more can of tomato sauce, and I added one can of just Hunt's traditional, in a can, spaghetti sauce, which I always keep on hand. And it made it just right. As you can see, this is just right for this consistency. Perfect. Kind of like chili, but not. I'm just saying consistency wise. And this is really still getting hot. It's really hot though. Yeah, it's hot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dish you up some. And usually I have shredded cheese on hand, but this is what I had on hand tonight. This was on sale and I bought it about a week or so ago. And I was going to make sauce, but I haven't done that. So I'm just going to use this for garnish tonight. Usually I use cheddar though. Just use whatever you have. You like mozzarella, whatever your favorite cheese is you like to sprinkle on stuff. Pizza mix would be fine. You name it. Whatever cheese you like, it goes great in there. And if you don't like cheese, don't add it. But this is some hearty, good eating. And I did want to mention one more thing. While I'm talking here, I was going to tell you, I also, when I was talking to you about the granules and the beef bouillon, the chicken soup base, I did not use the chicken soup base. I just went ahead and used, about 2 tablespoons of the beef granules. And I stirred them up, and then of course I added the can of Hunt spaghetti sauce, or whatever can, store brand's fine, whatever, just your favorite jarred spaghetti sauce, whatever you got on hand. That's what I had on hand. And another can of tomato sauce, and it tastes great. It tastes fine. It's not too hot. It's not too salty. None of the above. But as I've said many times, this is your recipe. It's yours to do with what you want to. I'm just showing you how I do it, and I do it different ways, just depending on what I have in the fridge. And that's the history of Slumgullion. It started out as cleaning out your fridge, and that's how it got popular. And they've been doing this a long time. You don't want to know some of the ingredients to the original Slumgullion, I can tell you that. So here you have it, Slumgullion. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You're gonna love it. Good in your tummy. It's all good. You're gonna love it. Like I said, make it yours. I'm just showing you how I do it. Go by what's in your fridge. Go by what you like. You can put anything you want to in here. I don't know if I'd put fish, but some people do. But I don't like it like that. But there you have it. I'm glad you watched. And if you do like this video, do me a favor. Subscribe, hit like, share it. I'd love to see your comments. Please try this and get back with me and let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. We've got a lot of more things coming up very soon. Got some updates and things like that too. I'll probably have the updates here pretty quick here. So again, thanks for joining me. And I'll have all the links below, and I'll have the full ingredient list below as well. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.